Morning.
Morning.
How you doing? Come on, bring that a bit closer to you.
Hi.
How are you doing this morning, being back in Exeter?
I'm alright. I'm just chilling. Just enjoying my time. Not doing anything for once. Just, just going for it. Yeah.
Who have you been catching up with? Because I know, is it Nabila you live? I know you're good friends with Nabila.
Yeah. I still need to actually catch up with her, to be fair. But to be fair, I've been busy doing fuck all. Like, in all honesty. I've been staying, I did a pub crawl on Friday with some people from my course last year for Cinescapes, because it's somebody's birthday, so like, yo, okay, let's do that. So that was fun. Ended up in TP, as always. And then, yeah, from there it was just like, let's just have a few slow days.
Did you say that was Friday?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a shame because we were looking to go TP at one point because we went out to Fever in the end, and that was quite fun because I've not been clubbing in a while. I don't know about you, but when you don't go clubbing for so long and then when you get back into it, you really enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get tickets like on the day of release, or did you buy it just go?
I got it
on the
day
door?
of release because it was like, everybody get TP tickets for this time or you're dead. And I was like, okay.
Because they sell it really quickly, and what was it? We went to buy them like 15 minutes after the deadline of when they released, and there's only like the 8:30 tickets.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just took VL. I was like, you know what? Like, they don't even check the time most of the time. Like, we just get in. Like, as long as you're in a group with people with the right ticket, normally they're just like, okay, fair enough. Like, so that's what we did.
And are you upstairs or downstairs? At TP, that is.
Downstairs for sure, bro. I'm not paying £5 extra to get in. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm too tight for that. Like, so we just sort of like stayed, like, in the smoking area a bit next to old timers because we're like, you know what? It's all right. You could get somewhere to sit. That's all I want. Like, just, yeah. I don't even smoke, but I'm just like, you know what?
Get that second-hand cancer.
I know. I was like, that stage 4 lung cancer's really hitting. So, yeah.
Oh God.
It's a good night though.
Oh no, it's good. It's good that you get to come back from working with DHL.
No, it's not DHL, but it might as well be. I work for 2020 Media, so it's like a promotional video company, and like they do other things as well. Like, because at the moment it's mostly just been like DHL, Lenovo sort of stuff.
That's my You told me before that I should have listened better.
Nah, it's fine. But yeah, it's like other stuff as well. Like at the minute, like the company's trying to like expand back into stuff we did before COVID. But like, cause like we did like theatre work, for example, which is kind of cool. Like Royal Shakespeare, and I was like, oh my god, like this is such a slay on their part. Like I literally like, because I only got the job because I was like, right, I cannot find a placement anywhere. 11th hour, I'm just gonna bang out a load of like CVs and stuff and like cover letters and be like, please take me, I really need a job. So that's what I did. But like that's one of the things I wrote about in my cover letter. I was like, you guys have done Royal Shakespeare Company. I did English, emphasis on did, but I still enjoyed it, and I think that's kind of cool. And they're like, okay, you clearly looked at our website, so
that's
cool.
You're in their good books. That's brilliant, especially like doing a diverse amount of video production stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like I've learned so much more in the past 6 months than I have in 2 years at uni, just because of like obviously the nature of the course here at Exeter's a lot more theoretical, which to be fair, I eat that shit up all the time. But like, it is nice to actually get more hands-on experience that isn't just like screaming over cameras in fondly. Like, like I just self-taught myself Premiere, and I was like, okay,
it's good software.
Yeah, it is good. Like, I hate track mats though. Whoever invented track mats deserves their own special place in hell. Like,
what's a track mat?
It's basically like, it's like a graphics thing where like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's basically like with the layers of graphics, it's like you put the layers on, and then it's like, say for example, like you've got your video layer on the bottom, and then it's like a graphic layer. But it's kind of like if you were to get a piece of paper and put it over a photo and cut out a shape, and then you've got like a little hole, and you can kind of go like, hey, into the video and stuff. But like you use it quite a lot for like communications videos, just to like make them more interesting. It's just like, I actually hate them so much. Like, every time, like, I can never set them up right. Like, it's not even that difficult on paper, but every time in practice, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm so confused. It's just like, most of the time I just have to get my supervisor, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, oh, fuck's sake, I'll do it. And then I just like copy and paste it over to the other videos because I'm like, right, it's the same. It shouldn't be an issue. There we go, sort of thing. But I'm just like, yeah. It's literally like on the Adobe Help, which is the least helpful page in the world.
YouTube is like 10 times, no, 100 times more helpful.
For sure.
Like the Adobe Help makes it feel like it's more complicated than what it is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like a YouTube channel that I'm quite a big fan of. He does like 1 minute. It's called Adobe in 1 minute.
Yeah.
And he literally explains to you, none of that like 20-minute sponsor, you know, why you should be using this. It's like, here you go, get straight to it. Whereas the Adobe Help thing, I probably need help to use the Adobe Help.
Yeah, it's just so like the bare minimum, and it's like particularly the first time we did the track mats, I was just like, oh my god, like what is this? Like, because again at that point I'd literally been using Premiere for 2 months from nothing, so I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, like, but like it's fine, got through it, and then like thing is that time off was like, oh my god, worst few weeks at work ever. Until the next lot of like, it was like a similar sort of setup because it's basically like internal videos of just like, okay, we're gonna teach you how to do internal shit, and I was like, okay, cool, like, fair enough. But like the ones I've been working on just before I came down, I was like, oh god, like there's so many more of them and like different lengths of video and stuff. Like the first time it's like, I think it's like 5 or 6 videos, and it's like, here is a thing we're gonna teach you. Okay, cool. Here's another thing. But like this one, it's like, we're gonna do a little teaser, and it's like a little trailer of like, this is really exciting, learn how to do your job. And then like there's other ones where it's like full on like solo interviews with people, and it's like, this is what I think we should do, this is also what I think we should do, and it's like some of them are better than others, to be fair, but it's just like, please help.
So you just record their interviews?
I don't record them, I just edit them. But it's like online recordings.
I see.
So it's like they're wherever they are in the world. And like it's really weird of like you record them through a laptop.
Like, no, not like a webcam? Like a shitty webcam?
Not necessarily, but some people do use webcams, and it's like, please don't.
Oh, it's like the 2001 CCTV footage. It's like really pixelated on their faces.
Yeah, like to be fair, like work have gone back to some clients to be like, please, here's an Amazon list of things you can afford. This is like cheap but good, like particularly for stuff like microphones, or like even like not necessarily even cameras, because like phone cameras on the whole will suffice, but it's just like more so with the audio. Like one of my work friends was working on like a bunch of social videos, which they literally just filmed in the noisiest rooms you can find on a phone. No sort of like locking off the area or anything. So you've got people walking to and fro, and it's just a nightmare to edit. Like especially like if you're cutting stuff, like the jump cuts are just insane. Or just like you've got someone there and then suddenly there.
Is it really jarring?
Yeah, or like with the audio, like you're having to like get really deep into Audition to try and like get rid of doors being slammed whilst also not taking out the like the spoken dialogue and stuff. And it's like, which bits can we sacrifice and which bits do we have to just like really like go like, oh, you're just like, I'm in the middle of saying something, and then it's just like, yeah,
you got to try and keep match it so the audio's all level. Audition's really good with that sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know, because you can highlight, you know, like a certain part that's quite quiet. Like I've been using it for this podcast, and it's actually been so helpful.
Yeah,
Audacity is fantastic because it's a free software, but out of the two, you can see why Audition's like behind a paywall.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
So have you been using all the Creative Cloud stuff? Have you used Photoshop as well? Or?
Not Photoshop. I've been doing Lightroom. because over the past couple of weeks, I've been low-key entering my photography era at work. And it's actually kind of fun, like, because the thing is, like, the first time, it was, like, because we had, like, a whole, like, big project things with, like, there's, like, an America conference thing for some, like, other company. I can't remember what it was now, but it's, like, basically a lot of stuff was shot and a lot of, like, photos were taken. And it was just, like, the two guys originally working on the project were like, oh, God, we have so much. Like, we have so much more than we thought we would have. So that, like, one of them was like, yeah, like, do you mind if you just edit these photos? And I was like, I have never done this before. And they're like, that's fine, I'll show you. And I was like, cool. So the thing is, I've been using Lightroom Classic. Like, if it's like Lightroom, I'm just like, okay.
What's the difference between Lightroom,
like,
Lightroom and Lightroom Classic?
It's like this, the layout is different. Like, so yeah, it's not massively different, but it's just like I'm used to seeing like the way it looks on Classic over normal Lightroom.
Oh, I see.
So it's just like getting your head round that.
The interface basically of it.
And it's just like, but Lightroom's pretty fun. Like I quite like it. Like
the Adobe stuff slaps quite hard.
It does.
Their stuff that they use is just
it's pretty good.
It's pretty next level compared to like DaVinci. Which don't get me wrong, I'm using DaVinci for my creative dissertation because it's on the drama department computers because the XTV computers are a bit past their time. You know, they take about 4 hours to load like a 5-minute clip. I'm like, do you know what? I don't think I can deal with this when I'm trying to do my dissertation. So I'm using DaVinci for editing, and some of the stuff is like quite complicated. You know, like on Premiere Pro, you can zoom in quite quickly with like keyframes and stuff. It's a whole nother ballpark in DaVinci.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still like with filmmaking last year in the module when they were doing the tutorial with like all the nodes and stuff, and I'm like, like DaVinci, what is going on? But then to be fair, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm just dumb. Like Premiere girly all the way. Like at least it's more cleaned up, I think.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward of how to use it.
Yeah.
In a way. Are you looking forward to coming back next year?
Oh hell yeah! I'm so ready. Like, thing is, like, don't get me wrong. Like, placement was good for like learning on the job, as I say. But with that being said, like, I just miss uni antics. I'm just like having a social life. Like at work, it's literally 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and then you're just like, by the end of the week, you're just like, oh my god, how am I still alive? And then 2 days to recover, and then again, like just on a loop, and I'm just like, okay, it would be nice. To be fair, like I have, but like the things I've been going out more, but also not at the same time. Of like, I'm like, right, I need something fun to look forward to in the week, so I'm like, right, okay, I'll go to Birmingham on Saturday or something, or like I'll go to Nottingham or whatever.
I would say Nottingham's probably the best out of the two from what I've heard. I feel like Birmingham's probably.
I don't know. I actually quite like Brum. Like, I might just be clapped, but I think it's actually alright. Like, there's so much more to do in Birmingham than there is at home. Like, Leicester has my heart. Best place ever, apart from the fact there's not a lot to do. Like, to be fair, I think it's just because I've literally lived there my whole life before uni, so it's just like.
You're quite used to, and it gets a bit mundane, isn't it? Seeing the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing why I came here to Exeter was how completely different it was compared to why I'm back at home in St. Neots. You know, like you feel a bit. I wouldn't say depressed, but you feel a bit shit just walking around the same place over and over again. You feel like you're not really doing anything with your life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get that with like Leicester.
Yeah.
But come down here is like.
It's just different. Like, it's just nice, like a change of scene. Because like, particularly at home, it's just like. It's also like it doesn't help either. Like all my friends are at uni as well, so it's literally like I'm just at home going like, okay, like I'll just watch the telly because I have nothing else to do. Whilst everybody else like on Be Real, it's crazy. It's just like everyone doing fun shit, and I'm just at home going like, I'm at work, I'm eating my dinner. Like it's really just like complete dial down from uni life.
But they'll be a complete opposite next year. They'll be
that's true.
In their job. 9 to 5ing while you'll be at uni.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, the tables have turned.
I was going to ask if you looked at any of the modules for next year.
I'm doing module selection at the minute, and I wanted to cry because 2 of the modules I wanted to do aren't happening next year, and I was just like, no, because I really wanted to do Beyond Sex and the City, but they're not running it this year, just because I emailed Fiona because I was like, is there any chance this can make a comeback? And she's like, I'm sorry, Queen, like. There's just not enough teaching staff for it, so I was like, fair enough. Like, that's on me for doing a placement year, I guess, like taking the risk. And then I also wanted to do Benedict's like queering TV and film module, but that's also not happening. And I was like, oh man, like I love Benedict as a lecturer, so I was just like, that'd be such a fun module to do. And plus, like I like the TV studies side of the degree, but it's like that's not really a thing anymore. So next year. I'm going to do a written dissertation, I decided, because I was like, practical's all fun and games, but I'm also like, I do not have the willpower to do another film project like last year, particularly for a dissertation grade. So it's like, I'm definitely going to do filmmaking on the side, just not like for the actual degree, because I'm like, that's just too much risk for me at least. But for term one, I'm not entirely sure what modules I'm going to do, but I think I might do the surrealism one, just because I had Felicity last year, and I like her as a lecturer and seminar leader. Plus, there's a whole week on David Lynch, so I'm just like, sign me up. And then term 2, I'm going to do female screens, because it's the closest one to Sex and the City, so I was like, you know what? I'll do that instead. So.
And then you got what are the other 2 modules then?
I think the second one for term 1 is writing a short film. But if I don't get that, it will probably be something to see, which I kind of put that on like reluctantly because I don't like war films. But like I had Deborah last year for TV, and I really liked the way she taught. So
I'll be honest, I am terrible with the theory modules that we've been doing out of uni. But I tell you what, something to see is hands down my favourite. Like, unreal how good it is. You know, you get the assessments that you get are like it's a nice mix. So for the first one, you get the option of doing, well, you don't get an option. The first one is forced, but like it's a presentation, but you don't have to deliver it in person. It's individual slides that you just record on like a little shitty sound recorder or something, or a mic like this.
Yeah.
The second one, I get a range, so you get a podcast, a blog, or like a small little essay.
Yeah.
And then the final one is a video essay, or you get a normal essay. And I tell you what, in terms of like I said, theory stuff, it's a good laugh.
Yeah.
It's a good laugh. But yeah, no, I think you should personally do it, but obviously
as an ex something to see studier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like that's the thing though, like I think it's an interesting topic, but it's just like I don't know if I have it in me to do 11 weeks of just war. Like that's quite heavy. And like particularly like with Cinescapes in European cinema last year, if you remember, like there's so much like war stuff there because obviously like Second World War for European cinema, but also like in Cinescapes we did like Hiroshima Mon Amour and stuff, and like we had like a whole week on like trauma, and there's like a lot of it was like war based, but also like interpersonal trauma, and I was just like, this is fun, but also it's like, when do we get something a bit lighter? Like I think it's quite like, don't get me wrong, Cinescapes is probably one of my favourite modules I've done so far, but like it did have some pretty heavy weeks, and I'm just like, this is cool, but like can we have something
different,
warm and fun that's not watching dead bodies? Like, but I do recommend that module, like for sure.
What war did we look at in the European cinema?
I think we did First World War, because we did that co-production film, but I cannot remember the title of.
I know exactly. It's like the Christmas one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's like right at the end.
Yeah.
Good. You got a good memory. Oh my god, I didn't remember that. To be fair though, I was quite removed from all the theory stuff. I sort of barely turned up. Like this year, I'll be honest with you, I've been absolutely terrible for my attendance. I mean, I almost. Do you know what? The funny thing with uni is you don't have to always turn up to your classes, and you can also still do quite well in the grades. So I think I've been quite lucky with some of my modules in my first year module. No, sorry, my module in first term. The British Screens one that we did, I barely turned up to class, and I just missed out on the first overall. So
that's pretty good. I respect that.
But I feel like you probably did get the first. You seen?
No. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. I'm just ready to get back into
the swing of things.
Yeah, like I'm still like in my head. I'm just like, I really hope I don't fall behind, but at the same time, I'm like, it's chilling, it's whatever. And then the next minute, I'm like, I should really get some reading on just to keep the momentum going. But it's just like, yeah, it's difficult as well. Like trying to like sit down, like just reading in general at work is a nightmare. Like even like just recreationally, I'm just like, I just do not have the time. Like that's the thing I didn't realize like about the corporate grind until now. I'm just like, you have so little free time at full-time work. It's just like, Christ, like, no wonder shit like The Matrix or Fight Club's so popular. Like, I'm just like, it's crazy. It's just like, your whole time is at work. And it's just like, okay. Like, to be fair, it helps that, like, work, like, at least my job is pretty good. Like, there's, like, a good variety and stuff that we do. Like, as I say, like, I do mostly editing, but also been out on a couple shoots and stuff. Or like we did like a mini like photography shoot thing as like a practice run the other week, which was fun. So like, it's different every day, but it's still like at the end of the day you're spending 8 hours in an office, and it's just like, okay. And like if it's a shoot, maybe longer wherever you are. Like
yeah. I don't know, would you rather that or the film industry itself when you're working 13 hours a day sort of thing?
The shoots are like the film industry. Like,
oh, they are like...
Yeah,
oh,
it's like you're up at like 5 a.m. and you're back at the office at like 5 p.m. to put equipment away, and then you don't actually get home until like 6, and it's just like, to be fair, thankfully we don't really, well, at least not me so far, but like sometimes if it's like an overnight shoot, then like you do get like a hotel and stuff, or like if you go abroad, obviously you've got somewhere to stay, but like I've only really been doing like day shoots so far, so like they're good fun, don't get me wrong, but it's like you get there and you're just like nothing feels real. You're just so sleep deprived, and it's just like I remember doing one where it's just like when we were doing a live stream for Lenovo, like I was so tired. I've like got up at like 5, and then like thankfully like work picked me up from my house, because otherwise I would have just died straight up like on the way to the office. But thankfully that didn't happen. But like the thing is, like I even like slept in the car because I was like, I cannot, like I'm so tired right now. And then like we got there, and like because we were doing like audience shots and stuff,
Right.
and like the thing is, like with the tripods at work, we have like Manfrotto ones, which are the ones I prefer.
I heard they're quite good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I do recommend. But like we also have like these really old ones that I don't even know what brand they are. They're that old.
How old do you
But,
think?
Easily 20 years. Like they're so old. But like the thing is, like work like no, the old ones are better because they're more sturdy and stuff. And I'm like, I see that, but like particularly when you like locking them off and stuff, like they're so stiff. Like you just have to leave it unlocked so you can actually like
Move it around.
pan it around. Yeah. But like honestly, like because there was one shot, cause like we had like these little headsets, like it was all like dead professional. I was like, oh my god, like what's this all about? Yeah, it's just like my supervisor was like, yeah, tilt down on the person talking. It's like I cannot, like the tripod will not tilt. And so it's just like the thing is, because I had it locked, like unlocked, sorry. Like it was like, okay, I'm gonna like have to balance it. Cause like we had like I can't remember what lenses they were, but they were big ones. Just and it's like the lens wave the camera forward because of how big they are.
How chunky and fat they are.
I think it's 70 mil. It's like it's pretty hefty.
Oh, it's probably bigger
lens.
than 70. That's huge. Damn.
Yeah, it's like pretty crazy. But it's like because of how heavy the lens is, it like tips the camera forward. So it's like right, I need to like
Counterweight it.
counterweight it. Yeah. But the thing is, I was like, let me just counterweight it. And I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I was like, oh, hang on, I'm doing it too much. It's just like on the live shots, it's just slowly panning up, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta pan it down. But it's fine. It's whatever.
Fine.
It's a live stream. It's not like it's gonna be saved. Like
if it makes you feel bad, the tripods that we use for XTV are from the 90s. I remember we had an alumni here who went to the university, and he was part of Expression. He came in upstairs to look at the XTV office and their equipment, and he looked at these old grey tripods, like, holy shit, these were here when I was back at uni. I was like, oh, when were we at uni? Oh, you know, the 90s. I was thinking, fucking hell.
I mean, to be fair, good film equipment lasts. Like
it's clearly.
Exactly. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like we have like Arri stands at work, which again are ancient, but
That's the lights, right?
Yeah, it's like they're so good, especially compared to like we have like these other ones. I can't remember what brand they are, but like they're okay. But you could definitely tell the quality just from like the Arri ones, even though they're really old. Like I feel confident using them because I don't feel like a light will just splat me. But like with the newer lights, they're just a bit that little bit flimsier. I'm just like, is this gonna crush me or am I gonna be fine? But yeah, repping Arri, not sponsored.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But yeah, work is good.
Work is good.
It is good. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they let me come back after uni.
As like a graduate scheme or graduate job?
The thing is, they did do a graduate scheme with DMU, but like, yeah, like they did it, but I feel like they were like, okay, like, because the thing is, like, my work friend is from DMU. She got on through the scheme, and they're like, yeah, this is great. We want to like reconnect with the uni and stuff because they do quite a lot of stuff for like DMU and also like Uni of Leicester and that. I think it's just a matter of like timing. Of like they're like, okay, let's do it, and it's like actually, let's do that plus like try and recover all our other clients and stuff. So it's just sort of like fallen by the wayside from what I can gather. But I'm just here working. Like honestly, genuinely the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me. I can't lie. Like just out of the blue.
Because I remember you saying you looked at Warner Brothers, didn't you, at one point?
Yeah.
And you applied for them.
Now like,
But clearly you got the better end of the deal. You've got something that's closer to you at home, closer
Exactly.
to home, and you get paid.
Now I do.
Now you do.
Now I do. The first 6 months was a struggle. I can't lie. Like, to be fair, I'm lucky because I live at home this year, so like I don't really have to pay for much. Like stuff like bills is covered, and yeah, my parents feed me. It's fine. Like, but yeah, like it is nice to actually have some money to save for uni now, because like to be fair, like in my placement contract they were like, okay, we will take you, but just know we can't actually pay you. And I was like, oh fuck, like I need a job, so I'll just take it, because otherwise I have literally nothing on. So that's what I did, and I'm glad I did, because as I say, like it's just like a crash course in terms of like production. So I was like, that worked out. But like at work, then like around like January time, and like my boss was like, even though we don't pay you, we want to. So if you choose to stay on, like we'll keep you on as like a freelance sort of basis. So like I will 100% do that.
That's
so,
brilliant.
Yeah. So after Easter, I'm officially freelance, which feels weird to say, because I'm just like, I literally started doing this properly like 6 months ago. Like,
but it's incredible to see that transformation across 6 months and where you started. You know, I'm sure you probably knew how to use editing software. I don't doubt that. But I feel like you can tell from where you started, from how far you've come now, and like it sort of makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just like, it's actually crazy to think about. Like 6 months ago, I'm just out here like going like, okay, never used Premiere in my life, and then now I'm just like, okay, I've used it for 6 months. I think I know what I'm doing now.
Something of a pro.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like let's keep doing this. Like that's the thing that I definitely want to keep the momentum rolling. Like, because I'm probably gonna stay until like towards the end of the summer anyway, just to make money basically. Because gotta let capitalism win again.
Yeah, money.
But also just because it's like it's either that or just like finding another job. And it's like, it's whatever. But it's like I would like to keep doing the film stuff, and like next year get back in the XTV grind, start making stuff again like on the side and all that.
Speaking of, interested to be on committee?
I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet, because like part of me's like, it would be fun and like getting more involved, but at the same time I'm like, it's dissertation time. I gotta rein it in. I gotta get on the academic grind.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah,
I'll think about it for sure, but like,
you
I
got
don't
a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
To think about it.
Yeah.
I'll catch up. I'll message you, drop you a message if you're still interested. So, I think you should. I personally think you should, even if it's like a minor role.
Yeah.
Like the well-being, which is basically a role that no one is quite used as well. Ask any society, they don't really use the welfare one. It's more just a tick box. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But there's other roles you could do.
Yeah.
Because you've done script writing before.
Yeah, we did producing last year.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That'd be fun though. Like XTV's a good crack, to be fair. Like it's nice to like last year was great. Like when we had that music video stuff.
Oh,
that was such a good time. Yeah, that was such a good project. Like
that was so fun. I loved the. I think my favourite part of it would always be when Orlando was in the editing suite, and he spent like hours in here working on it, and it just deleted itself.
Oh no. Oh god.
And I shouldn't laugh because it's a bit of a dick thing to do, but I tell you what, here's his reaction. Like,
oh Christ! Oh my god, that's actually the worst thing that could happen. Did he at least have it backed up, or just did?
I think he had to start again from scratch.
Oh.
And it's also funny when like the Chinese writing comes up and you sort of shit yourself. Like, what the fuck is
yeah,
going
like
on?
when it's like
it's like media or fly, and
yeah,
and it comes on, you're like, oh.
And he's like, oh my god, Link Media.
Link Media, the classic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a good project. Like, what else did we do? I'm trying to think now.
Well,
definitely the music video.
There was obviously the filmmaking module we did as well.
That was a time. That was an era. That was a whole thing.
Yeah, that was, oh god. I just remember acting for that. Pretend how shit my acting was.
Honestly, like, I'm glad we made that film, but also I refuse to watch it again. I'm just like,
that's probably gonna be the same for me with my dissertation.
We just gotta seal it in the vaults. Like, it's not coming out.
It happened. It's never coming. Yeah.
Yeah. We've learned from it. That's all we need.
That's all we need. Yeah, exactly. That was, I remember, what was it, when I had to pretend to give Max cookies. Or we're watching, what was the film? It was...
You put Ali G on my laptop and then you put so much stuff in my watch later. I literally had to spend like half an hour at home just like unpicking it out. It's like, that was
wicked.
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a good. It it's a good thing to film, but at the same time, like, the amount of stress that caused, and like the fact I was like working as well as uni at that time as well. I was like, I genuinely don't know how I survived that term. I'm just like going from filmmaking to just European cinema to then Spoons, and I was like, okay, let's just not have a break for 11 weeks. And then by Christmas, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm literally just a husk. I am not a person anymore. I'm just there. But it's fine. Like, we got through it. Got a pretty good mark on it. It's like, okay, we can park it and move on. So
good. Yeah. What did you get in the end?
I think we got 2-1 on the actual film. So I was like, you know what?
That's good.
I'm taking that.
Holy
considering
shit.
the quality of the film. I'm like, you know what? 100%. I'm happy with that. Like,
we got shot on. I do you know what? I walked around thinking, oh, we're gonna get like a first. You know, we've done so much effort, and we got like a 2-2 for it.
oh no.
But do you know what? I like.
At least it's a pass. Like,
at least it's not a third, and it was a high 2-2. But I tell you what, it was so funny. Like the amount of laughs that we had on set. I remember. It was also because I had to act in that as well, and I'm absolutely dog shit at acting. the amount of retakes we had to do because I wasn't delivering my line correctly, or like I wasn't acting in a certain way. But it's also like, you know, you look back and you see yourself on camera, and it makes you cringe so much.
It's like when you hear yourself speak, and you're just like, "Ooh, is that how I sound?" Like, I'm sure you get that like editing this podcast. You're just like.
At first, I did. I think you just got to accept it. Like, someone, George, who was the previous station manager for XTV, said to me, like, you just need to get over it, man. Yeah. You know, your voice sounds like shit. Just accept it and move on. You know? So, yeah. I also acted in my dissertation film as well. I'm not going to spoil what the role was. When I finish my final edit, I'll send it to you. And
okay.
You can, be surprised.
Yeah. Get the popcorn out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Submit it to the BAFTAs. It's gonna be great.
I was thinking more Oscars than the BAFTAs, but
fair enough.
I might have to accept the BAFTAs.
Have some lofty ambitions.
We haven't actually spoken about the Oscars.
We haven't. No.
How did you find the winners?
I'm not gonna lie. As I've said, annoyingly at this point, I have nothing to do apart from work. And like, I'm behind on the Oscars films still. Like literally, from the point of the Oscars, literally the only ones I'd seen were obviously Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Everything else, I was like, you guys just gotta work this out. But like, I really liked the Oscars this year. Like, I feel like it was so much fun.
May I see Oppenheimer?
He's like, yes, Oppenheimer. Like Al Pacino, like what an icon.
That man is, he's something else. He's like in his 80s, and he had a kid recently as well.
Yeah, so did Robert De Niro. It's like, are you sure? Like, not gonna yuck anybody's yum, but also
getting a bit old.
Yeah. But I mean, Ryan Gosling absolutely stole the show. He was so good. Like,
I've watched the video several times, and do you know what? I love the fact that he doesn't take it too serious as well.
I know.
Like you can see when he's
so
holding
good.
the cameraman's. No, like he strokes someone's face at the beginning. You can see like this massive grin on his face as he does it.
I love a bit when he's like holding the cameraman's hand to like get him on stage, and he's like, I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna kiss and just see you, and it's just like, it's just iconic. Like, it's so good. Like, it really made it for me. Like, just in general. Like, but even then, like, I think it was just a fun ceremony. Like, I feel like there's some years where it's just a bit dead.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is like the first proper one, like since COVID and like the strikes in Hollywood last year. Like, it's the first time in a while where it's like, yeah, we can like do shit and have fun. So that was really fun to like watch and like get the highlights and stuff.
I definitely think the films that got the Oscars were very worthwhile. I mean,
for sure.
Funny, you've actually seen more Oscar films than I have. I only saw Barbenheimer.
As you should.
As I should, of course. But I think, definitely Oppenheimer deserved its Oscars. Especially like...
Cillian Murphy, 100%.
Oh,
and to be fair, Robert Downey Jr. as well. I think that was pretty cool as well that he got it. Even though part of me did want Ryan Gosling to get it, but I was like, you know what? I think he really won just with the I'm Just Ken number. Like, I feel like that's better than getting an Oscar.
You don't need an award for that, do you?
Exactly. You just are. He was the moment. Like, it's such a... Again, even now, I'm just like, oh my God, like, that happened. I'm glad to live in a time when Ryan Gosling is performing I'm Just Ken at the Oscars.
Did you ever get a chance to see the second Dune?
Yes.
What did you think?
I've seen it twice.
Twice?
I love it. It's so good. Like,
do you know what? I remember going into it so many people have told me it's probably one of the best films you've ever seen in cinema. And do you know what? I'll be honest. I was a bit skeptical. I was thinking it can't be that good, surely. And then I was sitting through that film, and do you know what? I did struggle to see where. I didn't struggle. I was thinking, okay, this is a good film in cinema. But like, where's this the best thing I've ever seen in cinema bit? And I got near the end of the film, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps sort of talking about it now.
God, I actually, I went to see the first Dune when it came out, back in first year. And I was like, okay. Because it was, hyped up for a while anyway, but, because of COVID, obviously, it got delayed and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll go see it. See my boy Timothée Chalamet, my boy Oscar Isaac, let's go. And then, the first one, I was like, okay, this is quite long. It's a lot of sand.
It's okay.
It's fine. To be fair, it was good. It was just long. And, but then to be fair, I did go into it no, they're making a part 2. So, obviously, they're not going to do a David Lynch and cram it all into one film.
Oh, his original Dune?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was...
I haven't watched it. I want to. But at the same time, I want to respect my boy David Lynch and be like, yeah, you didn't make that film. Trust. We're going to just skip to Blue Velvet. Yeah.
It's in the vault.
It's in the vault for sure. But yeah, Dune 1, I thought it was alright. I enjoyed it. Dune 2, the first time I'd see it, I was like, this is a film for the big screen. And I was like, part of me wanted to go and see it in IMAX, but Leicester doesn't have an IMAX theatre. Even though I thought it did, but it doesn't. But the closest I managed to get was one of the Dolby ones.
Right.
So I went to see it with the Dolby sound and stuff. It's it's so good. Because I just went midweek because I had time off, and I was like, right, we're gonna do Dune. And I was like, I literally saw it, and the first time I was like, oh my God, I don't know if it's just watching films again after not watching them for a while or something, and I was like, oh my God, this is why I love film so much. But it's I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, this film is perfect. I cannot fault it. And then I was like, maybe I'm just getting excited because it's whatever, it's a new film, it's a big film, it's Denis Villeneuve is just cracked when it comes to sci-fi blockbusters. It's you know what, it's fine. I'm probably just getting excited over it. And then I went to see it again on Sunday. And then, I was just yeah, no, it's just a great film. It's so good. Particularly with the budget as well. Cause
was it 100 million, wasn't it?
It's 190 million. And it's already broke $1 billion at the box office.
Jesus.
Right, that's crazy.
That is insane. Wow. Yeah.
I loved it though. It's such a good film. I really hope they do Dune Messiah now. The thing is, I'm not even a Dune stan, or at least I wasn't a few weeks ago. And now it's okay. Cause I remember I bought a hardback copy of Dune a couple of years ago because I saw it in the window. I was like, oh my God, this is the most beautiful book I've ever seen. It's it's a purple with gold on it, and I was like, oh, this is to be fair, I'll put my hands in the air. I was like, I bought it because I'm a magpie. I was like, that's shiny and I want it. So I bought it. I haven't actually read it. And I was like, okay, this is quite thick, but it looks nice on my shelf. So whatever. Particularly after Dune 2, I'm like, oh, I have to crack that open now. I've got to get in. But the only thing is I've heard a lot of people say the book is so dense. The film is so much more accessible. Obviously. That
makes sense. I'm pretty sure all books would be of a show or film, wouldn't it, really? Because you've got such a little runtime in comparison to the book.
Yeah. But, I just love Dune 2. It's such a good film.
I'm hoping it would be a good part 3. Do you think they're finished with Messiah?
I think they'll probably have to, unless they do it as a mini-series. But I saw an interview where Denis Villeneuve's yeah, no, I'm a TV hater. Cinema is in film. And it's fair enough. But then with that being said, I can't remember who's dropping it, but I remember hearing they're dropping a prequel series for Dune, which is they keep changing the name of it, but it's something to do with the Bene Gesserit and stuff. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that probably makes sense to keep the universe alive. I feel like after the last one, I don't think Timothée Chalamet or Zendaya or whoever's still alive from the films would still be interested in doing it.
I think they would be, you know.
You think?
Just particularly Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, considering they've been there since the first one, and Rebecca Ferguson as well. I feel like they would see it through to the end.
Do you know anything about Duncan Idaho? Apparently he gets resurrected several 100,000 times. Not 100,000, I think that's an exaggeration, but I heard he gets resurrected quite a lot. So I feel like I'd be interested to see how they do that.
Yeah.
Unless I've just spoiled it for you.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. I was because of Dune, I've been looking at Dune TikToks, and then it's here's the stuff that happens in the book, and I'm like, okay. I really hope they do Messiah. Like, I feel like that would slap.
I don't think they can't leave it where they have.
No,
there's
like I literally left the first time.
That's criminal.
Yeah,
that is criminal. They should.
They need to finish it.
They should serve time if they don't even finish off the series.
I know. Oh god, it's so good. Like, again, like I genuinely think my favorite scene is like the bit with the worm. Like when Paul does the like worm riding for the first time.
Is that when he's on top of the sand cliff sort of thing, and like, or like the mountain, and it like
and
captures through and he jumps in.
Yeah. I just love how like Stilgar's like, okay, like you don't have to do anything flashy, like just don't die. That's the main goal. And then it's just like, oh my god, he just summoned the world's biggest worm? Crazy. He is our prophet. It's just like, I love the memes. Like,
I love it when he says he's not a prophet, and then he goes, "Oh, he's so humble.
He's a prophet." Oh my god! I feel like Javier Bardem. He just ate that role. Like, I love as well how like Chani's the only one there with a brain, and she's like, "This is really odd. Don't listen to this guy." And like even Paul's like, "Yeah, no, like this isn't real." And he's like, "So humble. It fits the signs." And it's just like, even the fucking Fremen are like, "Yeah, no, like Stilgar, you're tripping. Like, calm down." He's like, "No, but he fits the signs." So it's like, I just love the memes as well. It's just like how every like comment section I've seen in the past couple of weeks has just had like "as written" or just like "Lisan al Gaib" or whatever. Like everyone is just like, everyone's just obsessed, and as they should be. Like, it's a great film.
It really is a great film. I'm looking forward to seeing, speaking of part 3s and finals, the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That second one, the music.
Thing is, I haven't seen the first one, but I went to see the second one with my house last year just because they'll go to the cinema. I was like, you know what, I'll go. My God, like, I am a little bit of a Marvel hater. I can't lie. Like, I don't mean it in a, oh my God, like I'm better than you sort of way, because that's just cringe. But like, I just don't really get the superhero genre personally. But I was like, you know what, I'll go. And like, just the animation, fantastic. Even the plot, I was like, oh my god, this is like the whole time. I was just like, oh my god, what's coming? Oh my god, like, just completely immersed and just like wrapped up in it. And then the twist at the end, I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy. And then honestly, just the song in the credits, it goes so hard.
Can you see that? I'm actually getting goosebumps talking about this. It's insane. The film is fantastic. Do you know what? I went into it and I watched it and I didn't realise there was going to be a part 3. And then the ending came, I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this it? And then obviously it can't be. It was too much of a cliffhanger for it to not be a part 3. But yeah, Oscar Isaac's character was pretty good as well.
So good. Honestly, I just, again, it's one of those times I just leave the cinema and you're like speechless. You're just like, oh my god, like, what a film. Like, but yeah, I'm for sure looking forward to part 3. Like, still need to watch part 1, even though it's not that consequential. I literally summarise it in like the first 5 minutes of Across the Spider-Verse. So I'm just like, I have to see where this goes. Like, I'm committed. Like,
I would highly recommend you see the first one.
Yeah.
Like, you need to before the last one comes out, because it's a fantastic film as well.
Yeah.
I think Across the Spider-Verse is probably the best out of the 2.
Yeah.
But like, that's a good thing. You don't want the sequel to be better than the one before.
Exactly. And like the sequels, the whole point of it is to build on the first anyway. Like,
exactly.
On the topic of sequels, Shrek 2 re-release this summer at some point.
Really?
It's going to be great, yeah. It's like for the 20th anniversary. But the thing is, it's like Barbenheimer again, but with Shrek and Spider-Man. Allegedly. Like, I just keep seeing it around. Like, I don't know if it's just in America or if they're doing it in the UK as well. But it's like, for the 20th anniversary, they're going to drop them both back in the cinema as like a re-release sort of thing. It's like, if Shrek 2 does happen, like, I'm actually going to be so, like, beyond the moon. Like, it's going to be great. Like, Shrek 2 is such a good film. And again, one of the best films ever. Probably DreamWorks' best.
Really?
And I will die on this hill.
And
like,
do you know what? That's good to hear, because I love the first one.
Yeah.
The first one is, one of those that just a classic. You know, it's got that balance of adult and kid humour in it, and it's brilliant. Like, I think that's something that modern animated films don't get as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like the original Kung Fu Pandas, they're brilliant. Like the
Kung Fu
first
Panda
one.
4 comes out on Thursday.
Do you know what I've only heard bad things so far. I've not seen it, so I can't give you a verdict myself. But I will definitely want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it next week or something, actually, at the View, before before I can give you my final opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm down to see it anyway. 'Cause I remember in first year, like, I don't even know how this happened, but during exam season, we just did like a whole DreamWorks marathon. So like we watched all three, like How to Train Your Dragons, obviously Shrek, because you can't not watch Shrek. And then like we also watched the Kung Fu Pandas as well. And it's like Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2. No, it's fantastic. Like, to be fair, the third one I think is good, but it's just not as good as the other two. But like, I do want to see the fourth one, even if it is slowly getting a little bit cash grabby. I'm like, yeah, nah, but it's Jack Black. Like, how can you hate the guy? Like,
have you seen the Mario film?
I have. I went to see that last year. Yeah,
that was alright.
It's fine.
It wasn't it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was. Yeah.
I feel like Jack Black was definitely the highlight of that.
Yeah, he was, because he didn't Bowser had like his own song as well.
Yeah, like that was a time. That was a time for sure. But he's doing all sorts of things. Like he's in the new Borderlands film as well.
So you do know about that because he's claptrapping that.
Yeah.
Which, if you ever played the games?
No, to be fair, I only saw the trailer when I went to see Dune the other day, so I was like, oh shit, it's Jack Black. So.
Yeah, it's if you play the games, you'd understand. It just doesn't feel right, you know, because the original voice actor, fantastic claptrap. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but don't worry. Like,
yeah. I mean, on the topic of video game adaptations, Last of Us Season 2 is something I'm so hyped for.
When does that start?
I'm not sure. I think they've started filming. If not at the moment, soon at some point. But like, I loved The Last of Us, like the first series, and like with the first game as well. Like that was great. But like, I haven't like played The Last of Us 2, but I know what happens, and I'm just like, please have mercy, like. So the guys at HBO, like, please don't crush me, because I'm just like,
if they want to crush it, you got to do it properly.
Yeah.
Not how the second one did it.
Yeah. To be fair, I can see why they did it, because at the end of the day, the second one's about Ellie, but I'm just like,
I think
you leave him alone. Like,
I think the only issue with part 2 was the way that the story was sort of structured. So I feel like you had Ellie and the super buff girl. What was her name?
I can't remember now.
So the super buff girl from like the Fireflies. Was she the Fireflies? Or she was like, I'm trying to remember what her name was. But I think if you had her story sort of told first or interspersed with Ellie's, it would work better with Joel's death as opposed to how it did it, because like he literally dies in like the first 2 hours, 2 hours, and then that you play as Ellie, and then after that you play as other woman, and then you get to the end of the game, you're like, oh, is that it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like The Walking Dead, like the Telltale game. So it's like Clementine. What a queen. Love her. Like
my heart. That the first series is probably my favourite Telltale moment. Like one of my favourite Telltale games, because the Borderlands stuff they did was fantastic, but Lee,
he is such a good main character.
He was fantastic, and like his death.
Oh,
you know.
Either way, it's just so sad. It's just like, oh, so good. To be fair, the second one was good as well. It's like when it's Clementine and like finding all the people and stuff, and it's just like, oh, what a game! Like,
especially when Kenny turns back up as well.
I know, that's such a great moment. Like, again, what a king!
What a king indeed. Yeah.
Oh wow! Like again, Last of Us though. I just need more Pedro Pascal in my life. I think that's the main thing. And it's like, you better maximise his screen time, HBO, but put random flashbacks in just for me.
Just so you can see him. Yeah. As well as like a TikTok thing that someone showed me of just like Pedro Pascal like in cowboy uniforms and stuff. Yeah, I mean,
I actually love that man too much. Like he's the bench. Every celebrity should be like Pedro Pascal.
What,
like,
just wholesome, handsome,
cool.
Yeah, he seems like a cool uncle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like if he was to be a part of your family, he would be the cool uncle. He wouldn't be your dad.
For sure. Yeah. Like, oh, he's so cool. Like, I love him in the Nick Cage film. It's like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like, that's such a great film. It's like, have you seen it?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh,
but I know he's in it because he's like.
It's such a good film.
What's it about?
It's basically like Nick Cage plays himself, and he's having like a career crisis because he's just like stuck, and like at the same time he's got beef with his wife and his like daughter because he's just like, no, but I got to commit to my craft. Like he's more committed to his films than he is to his family and stuff. And then like there's some guy, I think it's in Spain, who like basically Pedro Pascal's character is like this minted millionaire, and he invites Nick Cage to his birthday and stuff, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm like your biggest fan." But like at the same time, there's like a whole like crime thing going on the island and stuff. It's just like, I just think Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage have great chemistry, and it really shows in the film. It's just like, it's just a fun time. Like, it's a fun, silly film anyway, but like the main performances really make it for me. I'm just like I've seen it twice now, and I'm just like, yeah, film. Like, this is great. Like, but I do recommend. Like,
you would recommend?
100%. Yeah.
Did we do it for one of the films? No, we didn't.
I don't think so.
I think it came out in first year, didn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember. I remember the trailer kept dropping, and I'm pretty sure Campus Cinema showed it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know what was a good film that I've seen at Campus Cinema?
Go on.
The Puss in Boots: Last Wish.
That's a good film. Yeah.
That was. I didn't expect it to be as good as it would be. I'll be honest with you, because I remember the original one that he did. Like the first Puss in Boots wasn't that good. Well, to me anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Like.
Oh, but man, the wolf, the villain.
He's so good. Yeah.
He does his little whistle, then you see. Yeah, and you get goosebumps if you're watching the cinema as well.
Yeah.
The sound is so well done, and it's a very, very well told. It tells a great themes and story, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think as well, like as we were saying, like Spider-Verse earlier, of like the way the animation just completely breaks the mold and stuff. Like again, the influence of Spider-Verse on Puss in Boots as well. I feel like it works, like the style, like the animation style they picked for it. Like,
yeah, I liked it when you can see Puss's like, what is it? His hairs rise at the beginning of the film. And when he tells him his flashbacks of how many times he's died, it's so well made.
Yeah,
so well
it's
made.
such a great film as well, and like, especially for writing, I think the writing's probably like the best part for me. Like, just the way how I managed to do, like, as we were saying, like the 2-level kid films. Like, even though I feel like it's not as 2-level, it's still obviously got the bits, but also just like the way that they deal with like Puss's character arc. I'm like, damn, like. This is pretty mad for a kid's film. Like, I'm 100% invested in this. I'm sat, I am waiting. I'm just like, damn, like, this is some great, like, mental health representation. Like, can confirm.
Especially Puss with his beard as well. That's a great image, that is.
I love that. Like, even a bit of, like, the little therapy dog. Like, he's so cute.
He is so cute.
He's just a little baby.
His unwavering dedication to Puss as well. Like, no matter how much Puss puts him down, he still loves him, still wants to be there for him. It's so
like, even though he's a bit of a doormat, at the end of the day, who's really winning? Like, but yeah, it's such a good film. Like, that's the thing. There's just so many good films, and not enough time to watch them. And I was like, oh, like, I wish just have a sit down, watch a load of films. Like, I mean, to be fair, I was actually down in Exeter a few weeks ago for the Two Short Nights festival.
Oh wow!
And that was pretty good, to be fair. Like, because I was only there for the Friday, because like one of my friends was on the jury, and I was like, okay. Cause she was like, do you want to be a +1? And I was like, yes, please, I'm coming. I'm on the first train down. So that's what happened. And then yeah, it's pretty good. Like, to be fair, obviously it's short films, but like I was just like, I feel like I'm filling my cup. I've got my films on. It's great. Like,
it's brilliant. So you would just sit there at the back, or you sit in there in the screening room, and just watch.
Just watching the films, yeah. Cause like we watched the shortlists for the best film and stuff, and then like whilst they were deliberating, then I moved over to like the 24-hour film competition. And I was like, not gonna lie, like I am low key tempted to enter it next year. It's just like a matter of time and stuff. But it's actually really fun.
Go for it.
It's 100%. Really good. Like some of the films as well. It's like, cause that's one where it's like a vegetable drawer. It's like it's giving like Ooglies from like CBBC, if you remember that. It's
no,
like,
I'm afraid not.
Oh, it's great. It's just like, I don't really know how else to explain it. It's just like, it's just vegetables in a drawer, but it was funny. It was just like their own little secret life and stuff. And it's like, and that ended up winning one of the prizes, I remember. But like even like the like short films were great. Like the one that won was like, it's like a short film about like, I think it's like cockles in like the Swansea Bay. And it's like the ladies who like used to go out and stuff to like pick the shells and stuff and then like sell them. Right. It's like a really interesting like little documentary. Like, it's definitely something I could see being on a module one day, just in terms of like
how niche it is.
It's niche, but also like it's very intersectional. Like, you could go into it in however many ways you'd want. Like, there's just like loads of ways into it, and I was like, okay, it's pretty interesting. Like, But yeah, that's nice. I'd like to do more like festival-y stuff.
Yeah,
like,
the Phoenix are fantastic for what they do.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea, having the film festivals. What was it again? The 48.
It's like 24-hour film challenge.
24-hour.
Yeah.
And what the two
short nights
two
is
short
the
nights,
main festival. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
But I'll go again next year for sure. Just be like, hey guys.
I'm back. Yeah.
I'm here to watch something. Maybe I'll submit. I don't know.
I think you should go for it.
Yeah. Again, it just depends on time. Like, I think that's the main thing. But fingers crossed, I'll make the time and be like, yo, here's a little film. Enjoy.
Do you think you'll be back in Exeter before you start next year?
I'm not sure, because like my accommodation contract starts literally 1st of September. So I'm like, I could go down then, but it just depends on what the tea is closer to the time, because I have no idea what I'm actually doing. Like, past July is all open to whatever may happen. So
We'll see. Yeah.
How long are you staying? How long is it you gonna put off post-uni life?
Probably. Well, I've got an internship that starts in April and finishes the last day of July, and I'll probably stay there for that. And do you know, I'll probably stay until my contract ends, which is the last day of August.
Yeah.
But I'll probably find something to fill my time. You know, there's some local media companies that I could work with. You know, maybe it's just, even if it's just free work experience.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Build a portfolio. My goal would be, it'd be nice to stay here for another year or two with a graduate job. But if not, London is ideal.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just keep applying for whatever comes up, really.
Yeah. What's the internship for?
So it's a marketing research intern with the University of Exeter's Innovation Centre. So that is, they'll give you some scenario. They'll give you a scenario to work with, of course, that the course of your internship, and that's just, well, basically it does what it is. It says what it is. Basically, you research markets and see how you can sort of accomplish your scenario.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty interesting, to be fair.
I'm quite excited to start it because I've got no experience in it. But they teach, they train you, and I'm a bit of a sucker, a bit of a slut, should I say, for learning something new.
Yeah, me too.
So
it's just like, that's the thing. Like, even at work, I'm just like, let me just find things to learn. Like, and like even like in my spare time, I'm like, let me just see if I can find some reading on whatever may come up. And I'm just like, so I definitely like want to try and keep on top of things, just so I don't come back next year
and get hit with gets bitch slapped by your
yeah, and it's just like, here's uni, and oh yeah, by the way, this is your last year of undergrad. Like,
this also counts towards 66% of your
entire grade,
degree.
And it's just like, fucking hell, like, that's kind of mad. Like, that's the one thing is in my head. I feel like I'm low-key romanticizing uni a little bit, going like, oh my god, like uni life, saying hi to your friends, going to your fun little lectures, and then I can guarantee like week 6 will hit, and I'll be like, oh my god, why? What is this? Like,
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. As long as you keep on top of your assignments and stuff, you'll be.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
I hope so. I'm just like manifesting an easy year. But yeah, I think it'll be good. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You'll be fine. Honestly, you'll be fine. You probably will get hit with stress, but it's not. I feel like that's a good thing. It shows you give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not stressed about your final year in uni,
It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life? You know. So, yeah, damn, crazy to think. You know.
I know. It's gone so quick. I'm like, are you mad? Like,
last year we're making a film together.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit dodgy. We're making a music video as well.
Yeah.
And now we're about to, you know, I'm about to graduate. You've got another year. But
yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Like, it's actually mad. Like, even looking at my B-reels, like, I'm still on B-reel. I don't care. I'll live my life how I want. But like, just like seeing like a year ago today, for example, I'm like, damn, like, it feels so long ago, yet also not at all. And I was like, that's crazy. Or like even like with Snapchat memories and stuff.
Oh,
and it's
no.
like,
I was about to criticize you. Do you use Snapchat?
Only to message people.
Bro, how?
I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not my problem. It's everyone else's. Like, I'm only there because people are there. But to be fair, I do like the memories thing. And then it's just like, 2 years ago today, you were doing this. I was like, oh my god, this feels like a million years ago now. Like, am I old? Like, but yeah, time.
Especially when you look at the Snapchat memories, you get the all I can think of is the meme from Saving Private Ryan right at the end of the film when he's like young, he looks at it, he just turns completely old.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every time I look back at old photos of the family or friends.
And it's like, fucking hell, like, it's such a cliche as well, but you're like, damn, like, time really does fly.
It really does. It really does.
It's crazy.
But I'll be honest, I am looking forward to moving on with uni after uni.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 400 years old. I think I just want to get into a job and start making some money.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, there's a point where you just gotta move on. So.
Yeah, and I mean, come beginning of May, I'm basically finished. You know, it's the 3rd of May is my last deadline.
That's crazy.
And people have got like exams, and I know my housemate, he does sports science. He's got 5 deadlines in May.
Oof.
So he's getting proper raw dogged by the uni.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, once your dissertation's in, that's it.
That's it, bro.
That's crazy. I'm just like, whoa. Like, 3 years for that, and then you're done. Like, crazy.
Then you come back for your graduation.
Yeah, you're just like, hey guys.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. Have you got any plans?
So I've got quite a lot of people come down to see me for it, which is really nice. You know, family, friends. Got my girlfriend. Family and girlfriend. And I feel like my friends I'll be graduating with anyway. And we're just going to T.W.T because that's a tradition in the Swanser household. Is every like sort of big occasion, mainly birthdays, we always go to T.W.T. You know, it's nothing fancy. You know,
it's a solid shout.
We can go fucking full on fat pig and like pile as much shit as much as you can on top of your plate and throw up. You know, I actually have done that before at a friend's birthday a couple of years back. I actually put so much shit on my food that I physically just like puked.
That's crazy. You're really channeling your inner Roman there. Nah, as you should. Like, get your mukbang on.
Absolutely.
Get it. Yeah, absolutely stack that plate.
Avocado, you know, all that sort of jazz.
Give yourself coronary heart disease. That's the goal.
My favourite. Do you think you have many people come down for you?
Probably. I'll just probably have my family, whoever's left. That's the thing with placement. It's just like everybody's going this year, so it's just like cause to be fair, some people I know are considering doing a master's, but it's like whether they stay or go. Like, it's up to them at the end of the day. But yeah, like, it's graduation. Like, it's a thing.
It's a big occasion.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a while off for me just yet, but yeah, I'm still like, what do I want to do after uni? Like,
I don't think it's a bad thing though.
Yeah, I think it's good to start thinking, particularly like having done the placement now. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I know the world. Like, obviously not everything. Gotta stay humble, but like at the same time, I'm like, okay, the world is a lot more complicated
than you think.
And I'm like, damn, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? It's like, again, like, not to deep it or anything, but it's like, I wish you had like more time to do different things in life.
Yeah, if I wish the day wasn't just 24 hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, there's so much to do, like so many different lives you could live depending on like whatever decisions or things that you do. And it's just like, I just think that would be really sick. Like, I don't know, like hypothetically, like, I don't know, have a business or like go traveling or like
do both.
Be a doctor, which I'm definitely not doing that because I cannot do sickle blood, so that's not happening for me. But like, obviously, like hypothetically, like you could do all sorts of, you could do so much shit, but it's limited, like time wise. And I'm just like, oh, it's a shame. Like, that's the thing. Like, part of me's like, I don't know if I want to keep doing academia or if I want to do film or if I just want to like live a cozy life, just doing what I'm doing, like at placement and stuff. Considering that, like, they have said like, yeah, like, we think you're chill. Like, if you want, you can come back. Like, depending, like, on the circumstances after I graduate and stuff. So like, it's a chill job, but it's like, do I want more? Am I happy with what I've got? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think you should be satisfied with what you got, but always want more. Always have that hunger for more.
Yeah, that's the thing. More. It's just like, Oscar nominee by 30.
There you go. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that on the big screen.
Yeah, just be like, hey guys.
So you definitely put masters out of the equation.
I don't know. Like, part of me wants to do a master's, but it's just finding a master's that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like obviously it depends on the uni and stuff. Like, to be fair, I think Exeter's got a good one. But the only thing is, I'm just like, do I want to spend another year in Exeter? Like, don't get me wrong, like, I love the city. But it's like, it feels like a long time to be in one place.
You'd come to hate it, I believe.
Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like it would be fine, but also just like stagnant. It's like, try somewhere else, see how it goes.
That's something I would definitely want to do. Is even if I don't get a job in Exeter, I'm not going to be massively upset. You know, I will love this place for as long as I can. I don't think I'd want to do another year. I don't know. Well, another year would be nice, but
yeah,
maybe somewhere like London or Bristol or somewhere new that I've not been to would be nice. You know?
Just spice things up a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, it's a nice change. Like, To be fair, that's the thing about placement of like, even though I went home for it, like it was nice to have like a change of scene. Like even though it's the same scene I grew up with, like it's like 2 years next to me. It's like okay, cool, like countryside shit of like going to the beach or whatever. It's like okay, like quaint little town, and then going back to Leicester where it's like okay, town, and just like seeing all the spots. It's like back in the day, this was whatever. I was like, oh, I remember when this was whatever, or like oh, college era stuff, or like even like secondary school. I was like, oh wow, like throwback, and then it's like, oh my god, time again. I'm just like, this was not long ago, but it also is like, ooh.
A scary thing that really reminds you how quick time goes is when you have friends that are moving in together. You know, not friends, but like a friend who's in a relationship.
Yeah,
you know, they're getting married or they're having a kid.
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah, for sure. Like I remember, like one of my work friends, like to be fair, she went to uni, but a lot of her family like did like apprenticeships and stuff. So like her cousin, who's my age, is already engaged and has a house. Wow. And I'm just like, I'm 20, I'm literally a baby, like I am not old at all. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like I'm just here, like as I say, like at home I'm just like, oh, I'll just watch the telly, I'll just eat my dinner, I'll just do whatever. And then meanwhile, as literally people my age living adult lives, and I'm like, oh my god, like what am I doing with my life? But also, like, this is too much responsibility. Like, I just want to fuck around and find out for just that little bit longer. Like,
well, that comparison is always a double-edged sword, isn't it? Part of it's like it's a good thing to get your shit together.
Yeah.
There's also you shouldn't always compare yourself.
You don't want to rush things either.
No,
because
then you'd be divorced by 40. If you
yeah,
rush
exactly.
it, and you don't want that.
It's just like that's crazy. Like, that's mad. Just to think about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm just completely blown away by just. Again, it's just the whole thing of life of like. Decision making is so much more.
I think it's
impactful.
quite exciting. I think it's exciting though. I like. It's also scary, but also exciting. That it's scary.
Yeah.
I think what I just mentioned about our friends and stuff like having families and moving and getting married. I had a conversation with my housemate who I've known for like 2016, and we're saying, you know, one day it's going to drop that one of our friends, our closer friends, are having a kid.
Yeah.
And then just like that. It'll be all of us, you know, thinking about having families and shit and moving in. Like it's crazy to think in 5 years' time I'll be 30. Well, almost 30.
That's mad. Like even at work, like a couple months ago, one of the guys there had his first kid, and it's like, even though you're not like literally just there as like a work relationship, it's still like that's also kind of mad. Like the whole time I've known him, like his wife has been pregnant until obviously she gave birth, but it's just like. That's mad, like low key, just like following the journey and stuff. And it's like you're 10 years older than me, but I'm still like this is uncomfortably close. I'm just like, okay, like time. But yeah, it's not something I really want to do though. But I'm still like, you know, so much stuff happens in not a lot of time. It's like
yeah. What do you want to accomplish by 30, if you could?
Fucking hell. That's a deep question.
That is a deep question.
I don't know, like, definitely, like, I want to get more into film and, like, get somewhere with it, which obviously is a challenge. Like, I got to, like, get locked in and get on with that. But, like, I don't know, like, I feel like my main goal is to, like, if I don't stay in academia, which, like, I would like to do a master's and stuff, like, PhD... Maybe.
Damn, I give you credit. When someone asks me if I wanted to do a masters, my response to them is I'd rather clap shit in my hands. So I can respect the fact that you would want to.
Like, to be fair, I don't want to like speak too soon. Like, obviously, 3rd year, I need to see how much I get butt fucked by that before I'm like, I'm gonna do a masters. I'm gonna do a PhD.
You
but, like,
expect it like.
I'm not looking forward to the dissertation. Like the only bit I'm looking forward to is like you get to choose what you write about. But other than that, I'm just like,
that's good. That's pretty cool.
Massive. Like my friend's doing hers at the moment and she's like, yeah, no, I've got my 12,000 words, I've got another 3,000 to go, and I'm just like, fucking hell, like
that's insane. They've done 9,000 words.
Like she's on 12,000 at the minute, but she's like yeah, no, I need to rewrite it because like this passage doesn't flow, like this section's a bit off, and I'm just like, this is crazy. Like this is actually
massive respect to them.
Huge,
massive
like,
respect to them.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like part of me's like this. That's the thing that I really love. Like uni and like learning shit. I'm just like eating that up all the time. But like I also want to do like more film stuff and like get somewhere with that. But yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like,
so you definitely just set on the film industry and TV industry, but nothing like media production sort of stuff.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like, because part of me's like, oh, I'd love to do writing. I'd love to do producing. Like, I don't know, like very, very lofty ambitions, like becoming a showrunner or something. I think that'd be really like, it'd be fucking ass to get there. Like the amount of work to get there. But I feel like once you're there, apart from like the whole like businessy side of it, of like have to do this to appease the producers, get the execs on board.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like that could be a really fun job at the end of the day. Like, it's especially if you're making something that you really care about as well. Which is like, this is my gift to the universe. Like, I feel like that'd be really cool.
Do you think it's worth all that sacrifice that you make?
Oh yeah. Like, I guess it depends. Like there's some shows I think of where I'm just like, damn, like, I wish I could have been there for that. Like, was I born? No. But that would be so sick to just like, I don't know, like be on set and be like, wow, like.
What comes to mind?
Like, the first thing that comes to mind, even though we've cancelled Joss Whedon because he's a cunt, Buffy, like, I love that show so much. But it's just like, the fact that people still watch it and it's like old, it's like 20 years old or something at this point, but like people still
watch it,
come to it like new as well. Like, it's not necessarily just people going like, my mum used to watch this, my dad used to watch this. Well, it's like I came to it when I was 15, like just because I was like, oh yeah, this looks good. And I was like, oh my God, my understanding of TV has been shaken by this. It was just like, I ended up doing an essay on it last year. And like Deborah was like, how did you find this show? And I was like, I found it. And she's like, you got taste. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Deborah. Like, it was just like a little bit of a, oh my God, like, bit of academic validation. But like, yeah, that's quite funny though. Because like, I know Deborah's main specialism is war. But like, I love how like when I went to the office hour, she was just like, because I was like, yeah, no, like I'm thinking of doing, because I did like fan cultures for my TV essay. I was like, I'm thinking of doing it on Buffy just because I think it'd be interesting. And she was like, she literally just went up to a bookshelf and was just like, you might want to try these books. And I was just like, I respect the fact you have a whole shelf of books, considering like your module's about war. Like,
well, she had a whole like shelf of like Buffy books.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I was just like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like once you get to like senior academic status, I feel like obviously like academia's got its issues and stuff, but I feel like if you're lucky to like have a more stable like job in it, I feel like that'd be such a cool job of just like you're just researching your interests and stuff, like, or like even with the teaching, like that's not something I'm massively fond of. Like, I'd rather not teach if I have to, but at the same time it's like it's just for conversations you have, like seminars and stuff. Like, I'm eating that up. I'm just like, damn, like this is interesting stuff. People have things to say. Like, it's just like, I just like having that sort of discussion. Like,
what issues come to mind when you mentioned about academia? So I'm just going to check the time as well because
yeah, sorry.
No.
I mean, I'm just thinking like back to last year, like with the whole like strikes and stuff. Of like, it's just a shame, but like obviously, I think the strike was a good thing. Like, I agree with the strike, but it's just like the way that like staff and like people in academia are treated by, like, say for example, like, no shade to the like head of the unis and stuff, it's like they're just not properly supported. Like, they don't have, like, say for example, like the stability of like work contracts, for example, like you could be let go at any moment and stuff, and it's like that's just not a way to live, really. Like, you need some sort of stability.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Speaking of like stability and stuff, is why I don't really want to go into industry itself, because I don't think there's that much stability there.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Maybe you disagree because you've been in it more than I have. I've only done one production job, and that was on some BBC Three dating show back in first year.
That's still pretty good, to be fair.
It was quite fun. It was. If you seen Total Wipeout when they did like all the obstacles and stuff, we sort of my role with that was just to practice doing that, and it was basically being a guinea pig for it. It was fun, but I realised that's probably not what I want to do long term.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it depends what you do in the industry. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's such a broad thing. Like, particularly, like, say for example, like content creation now on like social media and like doing it that way. I feel like that is more stable because you are doing what you want to do whenever you want to do it. But like, I think particularly like the traditional industry, it is tough. But like, that's the thing. Like, it's one of those jobs where it's like, again, a cliche, but it's like, oh, you've got to love your work and stuff. But I feel like on the whole, like, particularly like with what the film industry does, I don't think you would ever want to do it if you hated it. Like,
no, that it was
the amount of work you have to put in. Like, you gotta love what you're doing. Like,
another way I realised that I don't want to do it. Let me just quickly turn my phone alarm off. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
It probably helps if I actually put it closer. Shut that bad boy down now. Yeah, it was in first year first year or second. It was second year. When someone came to me and said, or mentioned the idea of being in the film industry, it's like you really need to have a passion when you wake up to do it in order to get through it. And I sort of realised that I just don't have that passion, man, to keep doing it. I love the media stuff, like the media production thing with XTV or something is something I could see myself doing.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that is something that's probably the route I want to take, because it's so fun.
Yeah.
You know, just having meetings with people, creating projects, like the amount of meetings we did for Orlando's music video, and that was so fun to sit there filming it. And you know, when we had to improvise the whole thing because
the weather and all the thing,
it wasn't just the weather, it was the guy didn't turn up to let us in, did he?
Yeah.
On that
Hello.
What's going on there? It was when we went to the Quay and we're supposed to get it. What was it? It wasn't Cavan. What was the place on the Quay?
Move. That's it.
Move. That's it. Yeah. And Orlando's workmate didn't let us in, so we had to
just film it outside.
And do you know what? That was so goddamn fun making that. I think the final, there was a tiny bit of issue with the final video because there was a bit unsynced. But like, regardless, I had such a great time doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Me too. Like, that's just in general, it's just a really fun project to do. Like, I'd love to do another music video or something next year. Like, I think it's just fun. It's like particularly like when Orlando got all his friends to be extras and stuff, and it's just like it's such a good crack.
It was like the guy who acted like he took his earphone off, looked around, and was like, "Oh, that's where it's coming from." And he got his mates to go down to the Quay. Oh man, that's brilliant.
That's such good fun.
Holy shit. Yeah, but I mean, it was a shame because some of that had to get cut. Like, I think most of that actually got cut out of the final video. But do you know what?
It's still we had a good time filming it. That's what counts.
Do you know, I'm actually really happy that you brought that up because I've not forgotten about it, but it's something I have not thought about in a while.
Yeah.
You know how much time we put into that. Damn.
That's such good fun. That's the thing. I hope next year we can do like more like XTV projects like that. Like, obviously I've not been here this year, so I don't know what's been going on. But it's just like fun little
things.
Yeah, like maybe shorts or whatever. But it's just fun. Like,
yeah. Well, I know Ari from Expression. He's a first year at the moment. I know he's interested in being head of music. So if you don't go for committee, I would suggest getting in contact with him about more music production stuff. You know, making some music videos, because we tried with Expression to make a reenactment of the BBC Live Lounge.
Yeah.
So we've had bands come in here. We did film a lot of it, but there was issues with the final video, and then the audio wasn't synced to the video, so we couldn't really release it because it looks a bit doggy doo doo.
Fair enough.
But I would recommend like reaching out to Ari when the committee's been announced about getting started on that, because I feel like you'd have that experience as well of the O2's music video, but also, well, your year abroad basically. So we actually are running out of time because I will need to upload, finish recording this, upload it to my SD drive, and then run over to the XTV office because I've got a meeting just at 11 o'clock. So,
yeah.
Natalia, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we say goodbye, I was going to ask, do you have any socials that you'd want people to follow you on at all, or?
I mean, I'm just on Instagram. I don't really use it for like much, but I'm on there. It's just Natalia.free, but the second A is an X because I gotta make it quirky and stand out because Instagram law in it. Like, but yeah, I don't really use it, but that's where you can find me online. So.
Oh, thank you, Natalia.
Thank you, Tom. It's nice catching up. Like.
It really was.
So thank you for having me here. Like.
There you go.
Bye.
How did you find that?
That's fun. Like,
it seems intimidating at first, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's sort of like, oh shit.
You're like, oh my god, I'm being recorded.
But then you get